What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of our goalie career. The trade deadline has come and it is gone, and unfortunately to say, it was a little disappointed, a little underwhelming. You know, there was a lot of build up to that day. We were hoping for a lot of transactions and fun movements, but it definitely was very anticlimactic. And you know, it's not the end of the world. We still have lots of things to look forward to, obviously, but you know, when you compare trade deadlines to previous year's games, like last year in NHL 24, I saw something like 20 or 25 big name trades at our first year trade deadline. Same with NHL 23. We saw a similar number at our first year trade deadline. So I know anything's possible and it's not necessarily the end of the world, but I'm hoping it was more teams are, you know, confident with where they stand, or maybe the asking price was too high. I do have 3 trades to read to you guys in a minute. You can maybe see what I'm talking about. And I'm hoping it's not so much more EA looking at numbers from past games and saying there's too many in-season transactions happening. Tone it down a bit, because even though it's a little unrealistic, like we had so many last year, it is still a small spark of enjoyment in a pretty stale game mode. You know, Be a Pro hasn't been touched by EA in 4 to 5 years. So anytime crazy things like that happen, it adds for like a unique, authentic experience for each person playing Be a Pro. And to not see that happen kind of gets me worried, but you never know. We still have the crazy offseason of free agency as well as future deadlines, so anything is possible. But like I said, I was able to find 3 major trades that did happen that I'll just quickly call out for you guys so you know what some of the trades were. So the first one was Dallas and Detroit making a trade. The Stars sent their 2025 and 2026 first-round draft picks plus White to Detroit in exchange for Gustafsson, JT Compher, and William Lagesson. That is a massive asset bundle coming from Dallas to Detroit to acquire those players. We did see one when we were looking at the player stats page. We saw Eriksson Ek in a Boston uniform. I wasn't quite sure if that happened before the deadline. It looks like it happened at the deadline. Minnesota trading Eriksson Ek to Boston for a first round in 2025, as well as a prospect. And lastly, Philadelphia and Utah completed a trade, sending Nick Schmaltz to Philly in exchange for a 2025 and a 2026 second round pick. So looking at just those 3 major trades, you can see what some of the teams were asking for. It's kind of ridiculous to see multiple first rounds or multiple, you know, first and a second big high round draft picks for kind of midfield players. You know, no slight on any of those players, but they're definitely not worth 1 or 2 first rounds, let alone more on top of that. So kind of maybe thinking that the asking price for some players was just a little too high. I'm hopeful that's all it was. For Vegas, it didn't really matter anyway. We're on a team that's having an unreal year. I didn't expect any trades, and that's exactly what happened. We didn't make any moves. There was a number of small, you know, bottom 6 trades or AHL deals out there, but not worth calling out. And now we can just completely shift our focus to the run for the playoffs. You know, we're deep into March. We only got, you know, 3.5 weeks of hockey left. We have a matchup here away against Columbus. It's an opportunity for us to get back in the net. We've had a couple sloppy games here lately, a couple losses mixed in with just a few wins on these videos. So it's a chance to clean up some of those aspects and start building some really good habits as we approach the playoffs. We're currently first place in the league. We're playing the last place team in the league. You know kind of what to expect, but anything is possible. You want to make sure you don't fall into some bad tendencies. And yeah, it's a chance for us to get stronger and find some new line chemistry, any changes that might happen before we make a push. We are currently in first, but by no means are we guaranteed that first seed. There's a number of teams in the Pacific pushing every single game. The Kraken of all teams have closed that gap to only 8 points. So it's again, no certainty. If we have a blow up here at the end of the season, anything's possible. So it starts with tonight's game, like I said, on the road for a matchup against the Blue Jackets, who are just looking to end the season as strong as possible. And we'll head out there now to the Nationwide Arena in Columbus, Ohio, where the Vegas Golden Knights are visiting the Columbus Blue Jackets. It should be a fun matchup. It's Merzlikins against Webb in the net. Puck drop is next. We'll see if the Vegas Golden Knights can continue their domination in the faceoff dot. And right off the bat, as Eichel does win that, was that Alexander Holtz on the right side? I saw it. It is. So that's a little concerning. I don't think we would have any lineup juggles with Stone dropping from the top line. So that leads me to think that in the 2 games we simulated after the trade deadline, that Mark Stone may be injured. And that's, I mean, it's not great timing as you see the record. So that's just the season Columbus has had. Well, that is kind of scary. I mean, it's good that he's injured now and has time to heal up. Hopefully it's not super long term, because we do only have 3 weeks before the playoffs, and we want to make sure we have the healthiest lineup possible. That's not great. So not something I noticed or even got notification that he was out of the lineup, but it does see Alex Holtz in place of him here on the top line. So Eichel, obviously newly united with Barbashev, will now have the other youngster Holtz on his right wing. And I gotta think that means that Dorofeyev will be elevated from the third line to play alongside Hurdle, and William Karlsson is some pressure here by the Columbus Blue Jackets. Eichel able to get this one forward. 3 shots there in the first couple minutes. Good start. And a great rip as Alexander Holtz will test Merzlikins early. And it gets back to the point. And a desperation attempt, but Werenski will get to that puck first. Danforth now skating it through the neutral ice. He'll dump this one down low. And Pietrangelo will give chase alongside Shea Theodore. Karlsson on the ice now. Second line unit beginning to make a line change. Another good shot. So Holtz trying to take some shots. Him and Mark Stone are very different players. You got Mark Stone, who really can't be filled in by anybody on this team. He's a power forward, gets into those gritty spots, is physical, but Alex Holtz bringing a whole other element. He's speedy, finds open ice, has a good shot, but loves to pass the puck. So we'll see if that line can click here, and it is Dorofeyev who will play alongside Hurdle and Karlsson. So some injury woes continue again. You wouldn't notice based on the record that these boys have built up. What a whiffy shot gets blocked, and Elvis was all the way across the ice there, and a close call as for Columbus. Thankful that their player got there. I believe that was Marchenko coming back to help out. Pretty much pulls that off the blue paint. Had eyes as Hurdle whiffed. I don't even think he whiffed. I think he just hit it off somebody in front. And White Cloud picking that puck and turning it over. We'll see how White Cloud responds. You know, I think for me, he was kind of the trade target that could have used an improvement on that back end, but he has now secured his job for the rest of the season. We will see how he performs alongside Hannafin. I think it does bode well for him that Hannafin is healthy and playing very well. As some third line now, excuse me. I forgot Dorofeyev is on the second line, so you see Olofsson, who honestly is good enough to play on the second or third line. He is now on the third line alongside Wah and Keegan Colasar. And Nicholas Wah now passes that back from the Columbus win. Back forward to Voronikov, over to Shinnikov. Shinnikov, the youngster for Columbus, all the way across to his line mate. And it's a shot wide, and now back the other way. Nicholas Wah, one-on-one with about two, I keep wanting to say Chicago, Columbus players. Too many C's in the league. They've got a lot of Europeans on their team. I'm just noticing all the names. I don't recognize half these players. Like, I know Chinnikov, I know Marchenko. I don't recognize Voronkov or Juracek. I think I know Juracek. Boone Jenner, now the captain in the neutral space, gets rubbed off the puck by Olofsson. Pietrangelo will just dump this one down. His team was making a change, and now it's Jack Eichel right back on the ice, and Danforth will steer this one forward. Goes down, Dipsy Doodles, and changes direction of that shot. Nearly fooled me. I actually was planning for a shot up high, and it goes down low off the pads. And a good effort here once again by Columbus, who are making the most out of their efforts. It's really good scoring chances, as the Vegas players on the defense side are a little sluggish to get to the puck at the moment, not winning those foot battles. And another save here by Merzlikins. It's 5-5 in the shot department. 0-0 hockey game with about, 5 minutes left, 9 minutes left in the first period. So still a little bit more time. A face-off win there, full pressure, as Pietrangelo tries to steer that one closer. Holtz taking a big hit in front, slow to get up, but seems to be okay. So, trade deadline's gone. Like I said, Vegas making no changes, but what is exciting, obviously the injury to Mark Stone aside, was that a couple episodes ago we did see some line juggling coming from our coaching staff, seeing some new players on the top line, a reshuffle of the second line completely, and it was working out very nice. So there are still some exciting things going on within our organization, and like I said, it sets up for the playoff push very nicely. You can see who can work with who, what lineups click and which ones don't, and then when you get injuries, because it's going to happen especially late in the season, who can you elevate to fill in a void? And right now it's Alex Holtz's turn to get a shot alongside his former line mate Barbashev. beside iCUE and see if they can't just piece together a little bit of chemistry for however long Stone is out for. So it's still really cool to see. Vegas, like I said, was one of those teams I did not expect any changes, but you kind of in the back of your mind, you're a little bit hopeful. As Dorofeyev now taking a big hit by Sean Monahan, and I don't know, I'm looking at these Vegas players against Columbus, and they are all very ginger to get up. Not the nicest of looking hits coming out of the way of the Blue Jackets, as Pietrangelo will strip Monahan from that puck. Dorofeyev now, across seam pass, loses it. Errant pass picked off by Marchenko, up to Provorov. Ivan Provorov across to Sean Monahan. Monahan back in front, and it's another save off Kirill Marchenko. Good puck movement here from the Blue Jackets squad, and under siege now as we need to see some feet moving to get this puck out. It will be Dorofeyev up to Hurdle, who dropped a reverse check on Monahan there. I'm not sure if he sent him to the ground, but it was good effort. Another good follow-up here. So allowing time and space for his team to change. And a cross-ice pass now, Sean Monahan, and a great job by Whitecloud just to take the passing lane out and put pressure on him just to get rid of the puck. And he will take that shot. Up to 9 now for Columbus. 3 minutes left in this first period. Barbashev will go for a skate. And hey, I got to hand it to Columbus. A team that's in last place is making Vegas look tired here. And for really no reason. They should be the more aggressive team and have a better jump to their stride than they do. But right now it's all Columbus. And for a first period dominating team like the Golden Knights are, it's not been so in tonight's game, as Chinnikov will set forward again. Cross seam pass to Boone Jenner. Werenski stops up and will fire it, blocked in front. A good block in by, I'm not sure who that was. I think that was Hannafin. Up to Whitecloud. Whitecloud looking for space, finds it, drop pass, but it goes all the way back out of the blue line to James Van Riemdijk, who will clear this one and give chase himself. Along the half board, wins that battle again. And what is going on with our players? Nobody's looking like they're wanting to work. Olofsson now, he dumps that one down low. You're going to see a lot more efforts out of our third and fourth line when Mark Stone's absent, because your lines get juggled up. They're not as effective. You can't utilize them the same way. So another third line shift here by Waugh, Kolesar, and Olofsson, in a big blast. And that's probably one of the harder saves Merzlikins has had to make, as it kind of gets him caught up along the post there. But he'll hold on and he'll keep this a 0-0 hockey game. Pretty fun one, pretty entertaining. Like I said, not exactly what I expected from Columbus, but you got to give credit where credit's due. 6 seconds left as Johnson will help out his centerman, and he'll come in. I think he might be the centerman. I don't even know who takes the face-offs on that second line. But a couple close calls, a couple really good efforts by the Blue Jackets, but we head to the second period tied 0-0. Pretty even hockey game nonetheless. Statistics, big hitting game. We'll head to the second period to see if the boys can shake off a little bit of rust here in this game and get back to their scoring ways, trying to find some strides around that Mark Stone injury. Like I said, you'd think that it would be easy, but even for AI, this game has that, chemistry system built into it. And when it's not working perfectly and the wheel isn't spinning perfectly, you start to see holes in your lineup. But it's not to say that they can't turn it around in a hurry. These guys know how to score. They've been doing it all year long. Like we've talked about, this is NHL 25 is a super high scoring game. It's much different than previous years. You have people simulating games, and you got McDavid scoring 300 points. You got all the top end guys putting up NHL breaking records. But what's impressed me is that goal scoring affects everybody in the league. It affects your McDavids, your Matthews, your Kucherovs, Panarins, all those guys. But at the top of all that, you got a guy like Jack Eichel, who is leading the league in points in our playthrough. Mark Stone right behind him. That's why it's so imperative that he's not injured long term. But on top of that, it's not even that we have a couple guys doing that with some good depth scoring. Our depth scorers, our top 6 guys, are all having career years, finding the back of the net many, many times. So it's more like our top 6 are our stars who are all scoring, and our bottom 6 units are our depth scoring, and they're all scoring. So just the impressive season for these Golden Knights just continues to roll on and roll on and roll on. And you'd think, okay, maybe they've hit a snag in their season, an injury slows them down, or they might get complacent here and there. No, we haven't gone on extending losing streaks basically since like the first week where we lost like 4 in a row. After that, we've managed to find ways to battle back, and it's been a really good display this year, and that's what gets me excited about getting into the playoffs. As a good give and go play, a backhanded pass finds Hurdle, who then musters off Monahan in the corner, and Shea Theodore, my brother, man, you got to wake up here a little bit. It's been a sluggish effort from you guys. That's just a straight pass back to him that he doesn't, a miscue, doesn't read it. It goes all the way back down and kills off that effort that Hurdle put in the corner to keep the puck in the first place. Marchenko now hounded by the forward. Carlson down low, back to Hurdle, and he's covered by the Columbus Blue Jackets player. Hanifin setting up, and that is, oh my gosh, they just saved a puck. They just saved a goal. That defenseman just ripped that puck off the blue line, or the goal line. This is Carlson in front, a tip off the stick? Yeah, off the stick, off the knee. Oh my God, Johnson just saved a goal. Unbelievable effort there by the forward coming back. He snags that one off the goal line, and now Marchenko heads the other way. Marchenko down low under siege by Colasar and Hanifin, but it's going to be the captain, Boone Jenner, who gets there first. Now a turnover. Come on, boys. This is so sloppy. Juracek back to Marchenko, who finds Werenski and a tip in front. Where is this puck? Is Waugh, the centerman, back to help out, and he's pinned along the board. And this is just not the Vegas Golden Knights team that we're used to seeing. Talk about being complacent, as Hanifin will shoot that one right off the foot of the defenseman, and now Merzlikins will hold on for a face-off. There's your season stats, and I mean 15-25. He's got to be better than that. Not to say any of that is his fault, but at the same time, you need a goaltender. Your first goaltender needs to be able to get in there and steal some games, and when you're an 8-8 save percentage or 8-9, whatever that said, you're not doing enough to help out your team, even if it's not your fault. Alexander Holtz. Holtz down, finds Eichel, who stops up and shoots it, and that puck sails into the crowd. All right, face-off now. We'll see if Eichel can keep this good face-off little matchup going. He's won quite a few, and he wins that one cleanly. Now set up, and a great shot by Pietrangelo. Good give and go in the corner. And now Holtz working the puck free, and a backhander on net for Jack Eichel, saved by Merzlikins. And that's the puck movement you need. That's exactly what you need to, you know, get some momentum going, get some chemistry going. He does take a big hit onto the ice, but he seems to be okay as he's a little sluggish to get up. And face-offs, man, we've talked about that all year long. Face-offs are key. He'll win it cleanly again. Now full pressure, and this is where you're rewarded for a big, big offensive zone face-off. Alex Pietrangelo, with his 5th of the season, has nothing but traffic in front of him. Full pressure, face-off win. Holtz comes in to help out Jack Eichel. He gets it back, and what a shot through the seam. Through traffic, has eyes the whole way. I don't think it touches anybody. It does not. It goes right off the post, and Merzlikins has no chances. There's about 4 or 5 bodies in front of the net, and you're just rewarded for a hard effort off the faceoff. And there you go. Assist 48 now. You can see the impact he's having when you combine that with like 42, 43 goals. You're going to be sitting near the top of the league as Holtz and Eichel pick up the assist. What an effort off the faceoff. And that is exactly what you needed to kickstart this game. It may have come, you know, halfway through the game, halfway through the second period, but I would not be surprised if you see these boys turn it on as Pietrangelo will rip home his 2nd of the night, and there it is. There it is. This top line is feeling it now, and Pietrangelo, why not shoot it on? Alone on the top. I don't think it's a one-timer. No, he stops it and just snapshots this in, head up the entire way. Merzlikins deep because that pass came from down low. And that is just a top line winning the battles. And Barbashev this time with a beautiful pass. Eichel in the tipping lane. Gets that one, lets that one go through, and Eichel gets another one, tying Cale Makar for 6th in the league in assists. Unbelievable stuff here, and the game's wide open now as back-to-back shifts for this top line. Top defensive pairing, and Pietrangelo has potted 2 here. And a chance for a hat trick. A defensive hat trick is possible for Alex Pietrangelo. JVR in front. And that putt weirdly off our chest over the net. Had a chance to go in there. We almost let one right back. Eichel now through the neutral zone into Columbus territory, receiving pass from Holtz, and that is where Holtz excels every time he's on that second unit. He can shoot the puck, and he has scored, what, 33, 34 goals this year, something crazy like that. He loves to find those sneaky passes, and for somebody like EICHL, yes, he's used to Mark Stone being there. Holtz can do it as well. As Pietrangelo now looking for that hat trick. Barbashev in front, and what a save by Merzlikins as EICHL tries to take that one back door, and he shuts it. What an effort there by the goaltender to keep this a 2-0 game. As you can see, the forward core for the Golden Knights are starting to take this one over, as Blue Jackets a little bit on their heels here in the second period. It wasn't a good start. They haven't had a lot of looks in this period, as Fantilli will be able to win that battle. And we'll just hold on for another face-off. We've been good in the dot. We'll take our chances. We just got to be careful. We don't want to do anything stupid. It's still not the cleanest game from either team. No point in trying to pass that one out and get into trouble when we don't need to be. Face-off now. Hurdle on the ice. Get your hot dogs! Hurdle will win that cleanly. Over to Hannafin, who has a nice little sidestep to just find some space out of the zone. And Severson will bounce him off that puck up to Sean Monahan now. Monahan one-on-one with Whitecloud, and it's actually Whitecloud winning that battle momentarily. Hurdle down low. Thomas Hurdle one-on-one gets it over to Dorofeev. Dorofeev elevated from that third line in place of Holtz, who is on the first line. Hurdle back in front. Dorofeev back to Hannafin. Hannafin, I mean, that's a hard shot. I still don't think that would break the fiberglass. But one of the first animations where it's actually a chance to break it. There's been so many broken glass plays in these NHL games that don't even make a shred of sense. Hurdle now, face-off win back to Hannafin, and these face-off wins are, you can't see it, but I'm putting a smile on my face. I know a couple of you guys have asked for me to bring the camera back, or not necessarily bring it back, but why I don't use the camera. If you're familiar with NHL playthroughs, in past games, I've always had my camera on. It's kind of twofold. One, I like to make this playthrough as realistic as possible, so having a camera as a commentator didn't make sense to me. It's not, not something that I would never not do again. I just wanted to try something different. But the main reason is when I moved, oh my gosh, at the start of this year, I actually broke my camera in the move, and I haven't had any urgency to buy a new one just for this playthrough. So that's the reason. If you're wondering why I don't use camera, it's not necessarily because I don't want to. I did decide strategically to try it without it, because I think the experience without having a part of your on-ice surface taken up by a camera was more appealing. And two, the camera actually broke. So that's why. Maybe at some point in the future we'll buy a new one and we'll put it back on. But I think for now it's okay the way it is. I know you guys like seeing my reactions, and I'm a very animated person in real life. As a big save, and we actually send the player for a little bit of a tumble as he crashes into us. A nice big save coming out of that one. But hopefully, I don't think you guys are missing too much by not having the camera on. EICHL wins that battle. Holtz back across to Pietrangelo. Can he make it 3? And a good glove save by Merzlikins. So I gotta say, offensively, this is one of the most impressive games I've seen from Pietrangelo. Not only is he getting in position where he normally does, he is taking it upon himself to get the shot on net instead of trying to find a pass. He does love passing the puck. He is the quarterback on the power play. But he is getting into room where he finds a shooting lane, and he's taking it. And he's beaten the goaltender twice, so why not? Wah loses that one, and Werenski now will get this one forward to Danforth. Danforth, he's hounded off the puck by Olofsson, who has honestly looked good in the few shifts he's had on this third line. He's a good enough player to play there. It's just we have such good depth in our bottom six that he's kind of been edged out as Kolesar with a hard shot and a great save. 21 shots in the game now, nearing the end of the second period for the Golden Knights. 2-0 is the game. JVR, he's manhandled down to the ice, and Werenski will wind up, and we're just going to hold on to this with Johnson on the doorstep. We don't want to make any mistakes here. Big hit by Keegan Kolesar, and I mean, that's what the big man's known for, honestly. Surprise? I mean, he's on the third line, and he's near the top of the league. I know the hits don't matter because anytime we play the game, our boys are going to get more hits than the game simulates. But I am surprised that... I'm surprised he doesn't have more, but at the same time, that's impressive considering he only gets a couple shifts a game. Carlson back in front, and Hurdle whiffs on it. And a big save, even on the whiff. Another big save by Elvis Merzlikins. Face off once again to the left. Hurdle. He has been good. Can he win it on his offside? No. It is won cleanly by the Columbus player Johnson, who gets it back, and then return pass. Marchenko. Marchenko in down low. Cross seam pass to Juracek. He's pumped off the puck. Dorofeyev now. Going for a skate. Back in front. Hurdle at the end of the period. And a nice block shot. And that's going to do it here for the second period. 2-0 is the hockey game. It's a pretty dominant period from the boys in white. The Vegas Golden Knights are looking good in that second period. Kind of an opposite of what we're used to. We usually see a second period kind of lull point for this Vegas team. It's usually the first period, but they kind of flipped the script here. A really good effort, specifically from the back end of Alex Pietrangelo. And we'll head to the third now. Another face-off win by Jack Eichel. I think he's undefeated in the drought on this game. I'll have to look. He has been very effective tonight. Barbashev. Backhand pass, misses the target of Pietrangelo, and now the Blue Jackets will send this one forward. Fantilli alone to Danforth. We get back to the center of the ice, and it wasn't the greatest shot, but we get just enough of it to steer that one into the corner. Pretty good play. Barbashev waiting, back passes it, and now Merzlikins will hang on to the shot from Jack Eichel. There's JVR with his signature mouth guard never in his mouth. I don't know why he even chooses to have one, but it is what it is. Eichel back on. He gives a look to Pietrangelo. See if he can win it back to him. He does not. Fantilli with a good effort there. Probably one of the first faceoffs Eichel has lost to the game. Of course, I jinx him in that category. I feel like this game always finds a way to make me eat my own words, man. It's crazy. Eichel. Back up to Pietrangelo, who finds Barbashev. Now Eichel waits. Down low to Holtz. Holtz stops. I thought he was going to try and find Pietrangelo, similar to what he did on their first goal. JVR loses the puck. Holtz up to Hurdle. Hurdle on the ice with a burst of speed. The big man, Thomas Hurdle, can skate. He tries to deco Merzlikins, and I think he beat him, but he ran out of room on that left side and sends it wide. What an effort. A good burst of speed. We know the man can skate. He's a big body, but he's got some power and speed in those strides. William Karlsson now on the left wing, back in front of Hurdle. Hurdle stops, and he tries to feed him as the body of the defenseman cuts in front of the eyes of Merzlikins. Another good save. Hurdle wins the puck battle, but throws it to an errant space, and Johnson up the other way. Johnson loses the puck, and now it's turned back in favor of the Golden Knights. A lot of turnovers here to start this third period. Dorofeyev taking the puck towards the net, and Ivan Provorov will win that battle. Johnson now. Johnson in. Oh my gosh, we almost jumped out of the way off that save, but it was a good effort nonetheless, getting the pad in the shooting lane and stealing away that one. Whitecloud up to Colasar. The third line getting extra work here. I love it. That's one cool thing about, I mean, you don't love to see an injury and you hope he's not gone long term. But when that lineup gets juggled like that, you got to play your other groups more often. And this is about the fourth or fifth shift now we've seen from this wall line. And hey, they've looked pretty good. Colasar is one of those players that surprises me every time he's on the ice. He's a big body who's known for his physicality, but he has quite a few points in this season for us. What a play by Keegan Colasar! And again, the game finds a way to make me eat my own words. Not even eat my own words. It makes a way of my words to come true as Keegan Colasar absolutely undresses the defenseman and Merzlikins and will bury home. Did that say his 15th? What number was that? Keegan Colasar, have a day, young man. What an effort from the big guy. Unbelievable effort in the corner as well. I'm not sure if that was Olofsson or no, I think that was Nicholas Waugh. What a play there. Unbelievable. And just as we're talking about how good offensively he's been, EA's like, here you go. I'll see you to that. And he gets his 15th. Waugh and Hannafin. What a play. 3-0 is your score, and that's just a hard-working third line, and the coach has got to be happy with that one. Trusting them to go out there a little bit more often in this game. Easing up some of the minutes with Mark Stone being out of the lineup, and they've made the most of their time on the ice. That's unbelievable to see. What an effort, and well rewarded for that. Juracek now flattened by Barbashev, but he has to go around the body laying on the ice, and he's unable to do so as Eichel will strip the puck away, giving it up to Alex Holtz. Barbashev back, reunited with his old line mate Holtz. They found a little bit of chemistry. They have not lost much. It's Eichel trying to fit in with them at this point. Fantilli. Adam Fantilli, Hanifin back. Come on, get the puck forward. Gets it over to Barbashev. Another puck battle won. A second effort, and it sees the puck going the other way. White Cloud over to Hanifin, who's jumping up. Noah Hanifin. Down low, waiting. Tries to spit that one in front. He loses that battle. Kind of interesting not to see Hanifin just immediately drop back into defense. Danforth. Shot on net. And what just happened to that puck? What did I just see? That like bounced up and slow. Like, look at that. Look at that arc. What happened? As Danforth cuts to the middle, waits forever to shoot. Oh, it goes it goes off the stick, off the head of Fantilli, and just, oops, thank you for that one. Right into the mitt. What good tracking by the kid. Hey, sometimes you need to be paying attention out there. That's a funny little, that's where vision comes in, man. A funny little bounce off a stick, off the face of Adam Fantilli and nearly in the back of the net. We do a good job to track that one on Columbus's 19th shot. It will get recorded as a shot. Theodore up the ice, loses that puck to Severson. Severson under pressure now by Dorofeyev. He's also looked good, being elevated to that second unit. So people filling in for some more minutes have all looked pretty impressive here. Arguably more so than the guys that are used to getting a lot of minutes. Dorofeyev now back. Pietrangelo still looking for that hat-trick goal. Hurdle tries to get a shot on. William Karlsson will steer that one back. Hurdle wins the foot race. Pietrangelo back in front, opts to pass it down low in a nifty little play by Hurdle, as trying to catch Merzlikin off balance, but a great save off the toe. Theodore now back to Pietrangelo. Alex Pietrangelo over to Dorofeyev. Karlsson tries to go backdoor to Tomas Hurdle, and it gets picked off. Marchenko now. Marchenko with a shot on net, and it's steered wide. Johnson, Marchenko, and probably our biggest save of the game. Great puck movement down low by this Columbus second unit. JVR back to Werenski, and a shot on net, and another one. We're running out of stamina. The boys got to work now. Hurdle, big effort from out of the corner of the ice. And what a shift there from this second unit, and some big saves coming in late. 6 minutes left in the third period. It is 3-0 hockey game. JVR through the neutral zone, finds his teammate Danforth. Fantilli on the ice now. Over to Danforth, and another big save. And these two have connected for some good looks. Come on, boys. I know we're tired. I know we're exhausted. It's been a big effort here by the Blue Jackets. Stay with it. Shea Theodore loses that battle. JVR back in front, and some tough moments in tight. Werenski, and thankfully iCUE will get that pass. And for Werenski, just trying to do a little bit too much, maybe looking for an outlet pass. Come on, Holtz. We don't want that turnover. Eichel down low. Back in front. Corrals, and what in the Lord? It's tied to the man. That net is going. I've never seen a net do that many moves. Holy jumpins. That was glued to his head like a cape. Unbelievable scenes here in Columbus, Ohio, as Colasar, latest goal scorer for Vegas, tries to charge his way towards the front of the net again. A big fast pass will hit the stick of Werenski, and now Danforth the other way for Columbus, across to Fantilli. Adam Fantilli back in front. Some nervous moments, but a good effort there by Nicholas Waugh to find that loose puck. Colasar down into Columbus territory, and he loses that puck, but stays with the puck carrier. 3 minutes left in this third period. Werenski down low in front, and Waugh is there again to take that away and transfers it over to the stick of Colasar, who's pushed down low by Hanifin, joins the rush. Hanifin in front, and I mean, ew, 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 ew. I'm not even going to celebrate that goal. That is gross. Nicholas Waugh with his 13th goal of the year, and if I'm Merzlikins, I am absolutely fumigating at EA for this garbage goal. It's a one-timer, but it is a soft one-timer, and you can just see, I don't know if he was set up. That just seemed like a goal that you gotta have. And I feel like that is the one-timer, like that's a weak shot. It's just that it's that one-timer mechanic is so overpowered in this game that I just like, he's just not even when he's in position, he's not, because somehow it has eyes for the back of the net. Nicholas Waugh will be rewarded. Hanifin and Colasar, I believe, got the 2 assists, but it's a fluffy goal. It's a weak goal, by far the weakest of the night so far. 4-0 for the Vegas Golden Knights with 2 minutes left in this hockey game as Juracek will come back. And I mean, look, the wheels fell off for Columbus in the second period. They've had a couple good looks here in the third, but unable to really get past the defense of the Golden Knights. They are very outmatched. They are very outclassed. Like I said, some brief moments of some good play, just unfortunately not meant to be in this one as the final minute sounds. We'll see if Carlson and Hurdle can bury one more. Marchenko comes back to make a play. Johnson now ahead, dumps in, gives chase, but it looks like Noah Hannafin's going to beat him there. Good effort physically to bump him off momentarily, but the puck does find its way to the Vegas players. White Cloud, big hit in the corner. Seems like he's okay. The one, Alex Holtz going down. He's been a pillar of this team. Eichel, he strips the man away, but gives it up after a hit. Now up to Chinnikov. Chinnikov with a blast, and we steer this one into the corner. Every time I see, like, a player wind up like that from that far out, I'm like, am I giving up time and space? Like, is there a hole somewhere in my defense? Like, it's kind of interesting that they just blast it very quickly, all of a sudden deciding not to skate any further. And another good poke check by Pietrangelo, who unfortunately is not going to find the hat trick, but he pokes it off and gives the kid his second shutout of his career, second shutout of the season, and the Golden Knights will take 2 points away here from the Blue Jackets. And what an effort by the boys in front. I mean, like I said, it was kind of a sloppy first period. Took a while to find the legs underneath them. But my, oh my, what an effort once again, primarily from the blue line. Colasar adding a goal from the forward core alongside Nicholas Waugh. But it's Pietrangelo's game. He made the final play, poking it away. And we will hang on for our second career shutout. Our first start after the kind of boring trade deadline. But we will hang on for a 4-0 win. You'll love to see that. I don't think we're going to be a star here, so I'm not even going to bother. Like, they might give us the second, may even give us the first, but in my mind, Pietrangelo's number one. I think you got to give it to Keegan Colasar as second. I know he just got third, and then maybe myself as the third star. That's the order I would give.
How much better this team would be.
All right, well, there's a big win from the kid, a big win from the team. You love to see that. We're not even going to let James Cybulski speak an inch because he's going to say something stupid as we improve our record of 14-6-4. It's the season, the stats, everything just keeps flowing beautifully as we'll head to Buffalo for a game here. We'll see if the boys can pull off another win. It will not be. Buffalo's actually going to get the best of us, and I didn't even realize it's a back-to-back. We're not actually starting. Kind of a shocker there. Usually we get, at least in this season, been getting a lot more back-to-backs, but there is some significant time off here. What do we need to work on with these 7 hours? We're starting to get into that point where we got to be very picky. Maybe try and put a couple points into movement. Is there anything 3 hours? Screens? Maybe just a couple more hours into that, getting up to 86. That's probably really good for our vision. All right, we'll sim this game as well. We'll see if they can pull off a win. They cannot. So Aiden Hill is going to lose both of the back-to-back starts, and kind of a shocker that the coach didn't utilize us, especially coming off that shutout. But we will simulate it, and we're going to get the start here in Boston to kick off the next round of games. We do have another back-to-back here in a few days. But ladies and gentlemen, we are getting closer and closer to playoff action. We are nearing the end of this 2025 calendar year of hockey. Ooh, baby, a lot of big games coming up. A couple back-to-backs. We got one Detroit, Tampa. We got another one Chicago, Nashville, and then some big names as we head into April. But that's going to do it for this one, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you smash that sub button, smash that like button, turn on the notification bell so you get a notification anytime these videos go live. We're getting closer, baby. Season 1's coming to its last legs. Make sure you take care of yourself. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you back here in the next episode. Bye, guys.